movable feasts, career criminals, and musical magic. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Friday, August 4th edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. Food insecurity remains a problem in America, and Stafford is no different in that respect. But what is different is a local pantry program fighting that problem even in our current heat with a crew of volunteers.
Hi, good morning, Virginia Rosas. I'm here on Saturday, July 22nd at Help Me Help You, food distribution that was created by Mary Ann Smith. It's, we have so many great volunteers. We have students that are coming out in this heat, and the people that are in need, we encourage them to come out. It's a great benefit and gives you a great opportunity to get a little extra on your table. I also want to thank Ms. Prince. She's been really helpful in getting us organized, or at least with the paperwork. She's out here, she's making sure that there's enough of the product. Today we've got a lot of fruits and vegetables and protein. So, it's every other Saturday that you come out. It starts at 9 o'clock until we're done, or at least till noon. So please take advantage of the opportunity that this organization has created for you.
The start of another school year is upon us, and SMSD held its convocation at the Stafford Center, attended by teachers, staff, and even some city council members.
So today is Convocation 2023, and we have all of our staff members here today. Our theme today is One Team, One Mission. And so this is a really good time of the year to get everyone geared up and ready for our students.
I am here to attend the convocation of our grade school, SMSD. And I'm so glad I have seen so many people inside and so many appreciation, and they are doing, entertainment along with it. And I like it. The thing I am hearing from them is very encouraging, and I'm very proud of the Stafford School.
I'm really excited to be here. It's my first time as a city council person. I've been at these things now for about 10 years because I'm actually a teacher at the school district. So it's interesting to be on the city council and also be a teacher here on the staff. Super proud of our school district, all the things that we've accomplished, and excited for our city and what's ahead for our children.
We're here at the Stafford Center enjoying Convocation, the biggest pep rally in the city of Stafford. Today we're kicking off the Stafford MSD Schools District school year, and it's just fascinating. We're having all kind of competitions for cheer with all the different departments. So this is the best place to be this morning in the city of Stafford.
Stafford School District is the only breakaway school district in Fort Bend County. They decided more than 40 years ago to make a breakaway school district that was going to and provide an outstanding offering for education for kids in the Stafford community. They asked me more than 10 years ago to lead this school district and try to make sure that it was the best little school district in the state of Texas. We've done that. We've got so many awards we can't even name them, but all that's not done by people like me or by the 14 elected people who are there who are my bosses. So we're a team of 15 altogether. That's all done by the teachers and staff. We know the teachers and staff can't get it done unless they know we're behind them. So days like today with the Convocation are all about pushing our staff and getting them excited to start another great school year.
Job Jamboree next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one. We are Stafford.
This is the city of Stafford, and we are one.
The news is full of violent crime stories, but somehow you rarely hear about business-related crimes like embezzlement or ransomware. That still exists, though, and the Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce brought in an expert to talk about it.
As a prosecutor in Fort Bend, specifically the chief of the Economic Crimes Division, we deal with fraud generally. We deal with bad guys stealing, defrauding, taking other people's property. We're talking to the Chamber of Commerce today because that happens to businesses as well. Business owners, business employees also get stolen from. So we're going to talk about theft, fraud-related topics, but we're going to focus on how it affects business and how it happens to business. We talked about some things like some different ways that crooks tend to defraud businesses. Things that have been around for a long time, like embezzlement by a business's own employees, and some newer things like BEC, business email compromise scams. We talked about different ways that they can recognize these things and different ways that businesses can try to train their employees, try to set up their business protocols so that these things don't happen to businesses, so that the businesses don't get victimized. Unfortunately, being the victim of crime happens way too often, not just in Fort Bend County, obviously. I practiced in Harris County for a long time as well. This happens everywhere. And being the victim of crime, having things stolen from you, having money stolen from you, obviously is not pleasant. It can impact your business, it can impact your employees, it can impact the future of many people. So anytime that we get the opportunity to reach out to people who might be victims and help them not be victims, or at least let them know what to do if they become victims, that's a good thing. What we want to do is make them aware of the situations, give them ideas so that when they go back to their businesses, they can apply those ideas in a way that makes sense for their business. And by doing that, again, hopefully avoid becoming victims, but if not, know how to react if it happens. They can reach out to the Fort Bend District Attorney's Office, and they can ask for me. My name's John Brewer, and we can talk about the specific situation. We can talk about an additional presentation. If they become a victim, the first thing to do is call the police. Being the victim of a fraud crime is just like having someone break into your house. You need to call the police and it needs to be investigated. They can reach out to the Chamber of Commerce here. The Chamber of Commerce can help them with information and maybe help connect them with me. So either one of those things will work. It was very nice that the Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce invited us to talk to business leaders here. We think it's very important to reach out to the community to make these connections, to help prevent people from being victims as best we can. And of course, again, if they do become victims, to let them know what to do, to let them know that we're here to help to the degree that we can, and to get this information out. Information is important. That's what we're here to give today.
Houston Community College takes the community part of its name seriously by hosting an annual career and opportunity fair, now in its 6th year.
We're at the City of Houston Housing and Community Development 6th Annual Career and Opportunity Fair. This is a partnership between the City of Houston and Houston Community College to bring awareness to career opportunities in the city, as well as resources such as expungement, vaccinations, and HCC programs. And so we have many employers and government agencies here today, as well as various HCC workforce programs here just to share with the community opportunities to take their careers to the next level.
These kind of events are very important because a lot of people have difficulty with online. I mean, everything's a computer-generated deal, and a lot of times, you can interview better in person than you can on your computer. And so this provides an opportunity for employers to see, feel, and touch, if you will, the potential candidates, which can overcome a few deficiencies in your resume, or if you are not real skilled at doing the resume over the computer, it has an opportunity then for them to see you and meet you, and rise you up above on their list of people they want to hire.
We're the 4th largest city, and we're always trying to do everything we can to improve the life of all Houstonians. So if this is a component that helps make that happen, this is something we want to be proud of and we want to promote. We also are adamant about trying to put people into affordable housing, but in order for them to be in affordable housing, they have to have a job that helps pay for that. So this gives them an opportunity to come and get better employment. So we're looking for big things out of this. This won't be our last one. We intend to keep doing these, but it would be nice if one day we get to a point we don't have to do these kinds of programs. But in a city this size, it is very important that we have these kinds of programs available to make sure people have the best opportunities for improvement.
I am very, very appreciative of the City of Houston for trusting HCC with this partnership and this event, doing it here at the West Loop campus. And it really was not possible because Karen Franklin, we stayed in touch and we made it happen last year. And I'm looking forward to the continued synergy with the Housing and Community Development Department, because these events, as I said, are ways for students and the community to come in, to learn about job opportunities, to learn about programs offered at Houston Community College, as well as other community resources that sometimes are hard to find, hard to locate, and you can have access to these resources right here at this one event.
Fantastic. Next.
You can try, but you won't find another city like Stafford, Texas.
Serving our community just like you like it.
Taking care of you and your home since 1945.
We believe in STEM to learn and STEM to earn.
We're heading into college certified and career ready.
As a former student of Stafford, I take pride in keeping our classrooms safe.
We are Stafford, we are one.
Music can tell a story all by itself, but it can also enhance and even suggest stories. Fort Bend County Libraries hosted a musician who explained and demonstrated this magic to a young, appreciative audience.
Let's do one more movie theme. This is another one of my favorites.
Well, I started out as a performer. My instrument is, as you see, harp. And I really discovered that I loved performing for children. And I got added to the Young Audiences roster around 2017. And since then have been doing programming in schools, libraries, parks. And I kind of specialize in creating custom programs based on a variety of topics. So today I'm talking about storytelling. So it's both a music lesson and also a literacy.
And thinking about what characters do you hear and where do you think we are? Now this is kind of a piece that has some really quiet moments. And so you need to make sure our ears are really, really listening, but our mouths are pretty quiet.
So as a child, I really loved the movie The Aristocats. And there is a scene in there where the cat plays the harp, and that's where I first saw it. And some kids get fixated on airplanes or fire trucks, and I got really fixated on the harp and just decided that's what I was going to do.
Young Audiences calls itself an arts and education organization, and what that means is that we partner with a variety of different educators and artists in the greater Houston area to provide workshops, performances, and professional development programs in all sorts of arts fields. I believe we've been out here for at least the past year or two. I'm relatively new to the organization, but I know we've fostered some great relationships with Fort Bend libraries and also some schools. In the past year, in the 2022 to 2023 fiscal year, we had programs in 4 Fort Bend schools. So we've been out here for a little while. If anyone wants to learn more about our programs and what we do at Young Audiences of Houston, they can visit www.yahouston.org. They can find information about how to book programs. We'll come to you, whether it be a library or a park or a school, wherever we're invited. And you can also find a calendar of our public programs, which are free, just like this one. We've got stuff going on every week at a park or a library near you, so you can find our calendar for those as well.
I guess I would encourage people to check out the Young Audiences of Houston website. In addition to my programs, there's also many other wonderful teaching artists of all disciplines, so dance, visual arts, theater, and there's kind of something for everybody. So if you are looking for bringing art to your community, it's a great place to start.
Given the heat this summer, a fan is your best friend. That was true even 150 years ago when they were operated by hand, not electricity. The fan also has a secret language, as the George Ranch Historical Park's hands-on history program revealed.
So my teen volunteers today, the Grits, are making fans, and they are learning about Victorian fan language. So they're teaching people about how women would communicate using their fans at parties, at balls, at things like that, and they're making some paper fans. So we're making really simple paper fans. They're kind of like the ones you probably made as a kid, where you fold up a piece of paper into an accordion. And we're doing that craft for littler kids because they tend to have less patience, and it's an easier craft, and they still get something they can take home with them. And then for the older kids and for adults, we're making that same style, but we actually make a round fan that has a handle on it that is actually a good fan. Fan language, as we know it, was actually invented by a French fan maker whose fans weren't selling very well in France. So he published this language of the fan in a magazine or catalog that made its way to England, and English women picked this up, thought it was a thing that French women were actually doing, and made it a part of Victorian culture. So what started as a way to sell more fans became a very, very crucial part of the fan in England. A couple of the ones that she did was a simple yes and no, which was a right cheek for yes, a left cheek for no. I know she did the kids' favorite one, which is I hate you, where you take the fan and you draw it through your hand, and that means I hate you. And then I'm sorry, which is where you just kind of brush the fan in front of your eyes, and that was a way to sign that I'm sorry from across the room. From this experience, I kind of hope that they take away that people really haven't changed, and that we've always kind of come up with weird ways to communicate with each other. You know, now we have different weird things that we use in text messages, we use emojis, we use those kinds of things. And in Victorian times, for young ladies and gentlemen to communicate across a room, they didn't have cell phones, but they used these fans and they could communicate. And so it's kind of that connecting with history with a similar thing to what we do today. So from the community, I've seen a lot of people come. We actually had somebody buy a membership specifically because they've wanted to come back and do hands-on history every week. So they bought a membership for their whole family. We've had lots of people come, and they find that they engage better with the site and with the history because they get to do this activity and it's a specific thing that they can connect with. And then my volunteers, it gives them something specific to do other than just helping with the house tours or learning about the history of the family. It's a specific activity that they can take away from this, and a lot of these are things that they can do whenever they want. So if you want to get in touch, you want to volunteer, if you're interested in that, you can always go to our website, and there's all sorts of information on there about the ranch itself and about how to get involved. It's easy to find. You just go to our Join Us or Membership tab, and there's volunteer stuff on there. That'll link you straight to me, and it's easy to get in touch with me. I'm just really excited that we've been able to have the kids out here doing this project, this program. I think it's a really great way to get them involved, and fan making in the middle of July is a great take-home craft, so people have something that they can carry on with them to keep them a little bit cooler.
That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news. This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.